www.thegreatwhitebrotherhood.org.
Phoenix Lights, Interaction with the Pilot, 20 years after. We have already stated that every incident, everywhere, is recorded into the living library, termed the Akashic Record. We have also stated that it is possible to interact with any event recorded, and to blend with the events unfolding, and partake in what is occurring. It was stated in one of the books we gave you, that it would be possible, for instance, to walk with Hannibal, as he crossed the Alps, leading an elephant, or sit at the feet of the Master Jesus, as he gave his Sermon on the Mount. The Akashic Record is called a living library for this very reason, because events stored there are not static, as with earthly recorded events, but a different system is used that enables us to interact with the recordings in a graphic sense, partaking in an active manner, in what is unfolding. We have talked about this in a later volume, and suggested that the Akashic Record is part of the higher self, of which there is only one, and yet, can act upon individuals, as if it was unique to each person. Thus, as the higher self is only one, it follows that the Akashic Record, which is part of this higher self, must be one static unit, rather like a huge memory bank, and yet, at the same time, because it can act as if it is unique to each individual person, throughout all time, enables each and every person to interrelate with any event recorded in the Akashic Record, as if it was that person's unique memory. Now, memories can be played with, modified, altered, if desired. Most of us think that a personal memory of any event is static, stored within what we call memory, unaltered for all time. In fact, memories do alter. What we remember now, of any event that occurred long ago, is not necessarily quite what occurred at the time. An event that occurred, is stored within the Akashic Record, as it actually happened, but, a person's memory of that event, would not be a true account, as it would be colored by the person's point of view of the event in many respects, physical, emotional, and so on. Also, if a second person witnessed the same event, depending on his vantage point, so his memory would alter. So, if only two people were concerned in an event, there would be a minimum of 3 recordings of that event. 1. The actual event. 2. The memory of person A, from his perspective, and 3. The memory of person B, from his perspective. Now, we can play with aspects 2 and 3, but, aspect 1, the recording of the true event, cannot be permanently altered. To consider what occurred in the Phoenix Lights incident. A decision was taken, from at least one group of aliens, that the time was ripe for disclosure. In fact, this was not a true alien group, but that is not important. It is the fact that a group, who have advanced technology, and who seldom mix with earthly humans, decided to reveal themselves, that is important. Please refer to the pinned comment, under the video, for more information. So, they flew a craft over a certain part of America, to study our reaction. Into the Akashic Record, via higher self, a recording was made. This was, quite simply, a record of the event. A UFO traveled, from point A to point B. This, obviously, was seen by many people, and so, many memories were generated by individuals, each one slightly different, depending on their vantage point of the scene, and of the emotional reaction, to what they observed. But, the question asked was, how was it possible for remote viewers, nearly 20 years in the future, to interact with the pilot of the UFO, when he flew over a part of America, in the past? We have already attempted to answer that question, when we stated that the Akashic Record is a living library, and we can react with it. The actual event, had a pilot aboard the UFO, plus the little robots that many groups use, and this fact was duly recorded into the Akashic Record. The pilot, being an advanced person, compared to us, had, not only intelligence, but knowledge of advanced physics. His knowledge, as well as his personality, were also recorded into the Akashic Record. When the remote viewers looked into the memory of the Akashic Record of the event, they were able to link to the memory of the pilot's knowledge and wisdom. The imagination of one of the remote viewers created a little story, where he asked questions, and the pilot replied. So, what can we make of this? It was concluded by the remote viewer team that a link over time was made, in which the remote viewer was actually able to link with the living pilot, and that is one way of looking at the event. But it is also true that the remote viewer was able to look at a memory of the event, and by linking with the pilot's stored memory, and by using higher self, both in a global and individual sense, also using imagination, was able to create a little theatrical piece that seemed real to the remote viewer and to most of the public. Remote viewing, Akashic record, and higher self, all working together, to pull information from the past, present, or future, is a difficult skill to acquire and difficult to comprehend. It requires deep appreciation of how certain aspects of life work, individually and collectively, and of how complex and important the Akashic record can be in helping us unfold the mysteries of life. It is justly called a living library, and although is not time travel, as man wishes it to be, is closely connected to it.
Thank you for watching this video lesson. Please visit www.thegreatwhitebrotherhood.org for more lessons and free downloadable books.